Am I only content creator? Yeah. In the end, literally, up until I made the video, I still had a choice on what I wanted to do. Like, I talked about that in the video, that I had a choice. And I ended up just going with content creator. Basically, I mean, I got the okay from, like, T1 to talk about the whole coaching thing. Because that was real, and I don't, you know, that wasn't, like, it was a legitimate option. So basically, in September, I was going to join as a content creator and a streamer. And when I was going to join as a content creator and a streamer, I offered to help T1 with anything like analytical or anything like, you know, evaluating like maybe new rookies or amateurs or like anything like that. I just offered to help. And when I offered to help and the conversations kept going longer, it eventually got to a point where we considered, well, what if I just coach? The next process was a litmus test with Faker. I had to talk with him, and that was the whole process. I know a lot of people thought that I would just, like, if I went with that it was all going to be, like, nepotism-based, but it wasn't. It was, like, test-based. We talked for 2 hours about various games. We talked for various hours about, we talked for 2 hours about various, like, games and, like, draft and lane states and, like, what players were doing wrong and, you know, how to spot it in advance and, like, you know, like, lots of different stuff. We talked, like, philosophy on the game. Like, that was one of the things I felt so bad about the entire time, is no one had any idea that I wasn't just gonna be hired on nepotism. If I join a team in a coaching capacity, like I've always said, I can't continue to stream and talk about everything the way that I do right now. I can't do as much as I've been doing, right? I'm gonna keep co-streaming, like every region, except now it's gonna be better. I should have an actual studio for co-streaming. Now that I'm not casting anymore, well, I want to actually add on to this. So, one of the original plans was that I was still gonna potentially be able to cast, had I joined T1 as a content creator, originally, because that's what I was slated to do from the very beginning. And so that was a real possibility, but then all that went away when I was potentially just slated to coach. One of the rumors in the community is that my grandmother was actually sent something, and that never happened. That was manifested by the communities, because I had talked to Dom about, like, what am I gonna do if something like this happens, right? So it's like talking about a hypothetical, and then the community ran with Dominate's tweet, because I was talking with Dom in private, like, about, like, what to do and stuff, because doxing is, like, insane to me, right? So the community ran with that one. She did get phone calls, and we did contact, you know, Warwick Police, and we did contact, Warwick is my home city. And we did contact Korean Police, and there was all that other stuff. T1 was talking with me, like, nonstop. Like, around the clock, they were permanently available. And because they had people in North America and Korea, it was like there was always someone available to talk or do anything. And so there was a constant, like, line of communication. I know that a lot of people thought that, like, I was just being abandoned or that it was, like, silence and all that other good stuff. But the entire time, we were just trying to figure out, like, how to go about everything that was happening and what it was, like, the best, like, course of action. And, you know, so that's why I was silent for an entire month and why I didn't really talk or comment on anything. But yeah, Joe's in chat. Hold on, mod. What is it? Hold on, what is it? Mars. So let me tell you guys a story about Joe. So we were in a morning meeting, okay, coming up, and I think that not with this patch, but I think with the next patch they'll start having the T1 like edits. So the patch notes, the patch note rundown, champion reveals, item stuff, it's all going to be upgraded. One of the things that I wanted to do is, you guys remember, like, the stream scrims that I used to do? We wanted to do the stream scrims, but obviously, like, now it's known that Crowny has Corona. So they're not coming to Korea. So this is obviously, like, really, really, really sad. Tried to get Nemesis to just come early, because we still have Wind, but he just doesn't want to do it. I don't know. Fnatic is a wonderful company, though. with wonderful people. Karn and Sam Matthews are really, really nice people. And unfortunately, I was just never willing to leave Korea. Yeah, I know Bippo talked about it, that the players asked me to come several times. So do you guys remember, I mentioned on Crackdown that there were people that were willing to give up parts of their salary to allocate it towards me to have me join. That was on Fnatic. Yeah, that was a real thing. XQC is a real one. Before I disabled my Twitter and went dark on everything, XQC was one of the very few people that reached out to me and had a lot of conversations with me in private. XQC he's a real one. Despite the fact that I'm like an insect compared to him, you know, in terms of like brand and size and everything else, it's very nice. He's a very good one. He's a real one. I do not wear a suit to the gym. Oh my god. Yeah, $150 a month for some Korean gyms is a real thing, yes sir. Yes sir. There's the sauna too though. The sauna is amazing. I never tried a sauna before. You guys remember the photo I uploaded? That I went into a sauna for the first time. Oh my god, it's amazing. You put that at like 85 Celsius, and you walk in there for 10-15 minutes. Yes, sir. You walk out, you feel like heaven. Apparently no one uses it. Apparently no one uses the sauna. I've seen one other person except for me use it, and I've been told that Faker uses it. But that's it. I've never seen anyone use it. I don't know why. I also don't know whose idea it was to allow Katarina's ultimate to apply on hits so she can go Kraken Slayer. I think that's really cool. I think that was a brilliant idea by Riot. I think that honestly, it's a beautiful idea. It's a beautiful idea. Allow a champion to deal hybrid damage in laning phase so that you can't itemize against them, simultaneously giving them sustain as well inside of the laning phase, and then letting them delete you in half a second. I think that's on the one and almighty Annie. So I imagine that Annie doesn't really have an item either. I mean, she can go Everfrost, and she can chain stun people, which is definitely really good. I think that's definitely fine. Alternatively, she can go Imperial Mandate. Yeah. And then obviously the other option is still to just go Leandri's Anguish, because then she gets CR, which historically she used to not get access to. So, I mean, there's that thing. Did anyone see Mark Yetter's tweet? They said they're buffing Kraken Slayer. What? Hello? What? What? Why are you buffing Kraken Slayer? What are you doing? What are you doing? And they're buffing Immortal Shield Bow. Oh my god. I think he probably got hired at Riot or something.